I'm Allendale's Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at your midday weather update. As we take a look at the latest scenario unfolding across the country, we've got a warm front lifting through the upper Midwest. Cloud cover associated with that, keeping temperatures there under a little bit of control. Where there is sunshine, we are seeing a beautiful, beautiful afternoon unfold with temperatures well above normal. South winds are coming across the plains, the southern plains continuing to add to that dryness scenario there. Meanwhile, we've got plenty of moisture down in the lower Mississippi Delta. We've been talking about that for the past couple of days. You'll hear us talk about it again today. As we go forward, is there any reason to think that we need to change anything? Not right now. Above normal temperatures look like they want to continue as we go through the next several days, through the weekend. There will be moisture that comes in with a secondary batch now of heavy rain through the lower Mississippi Delta. It'll move through Alabama, up into Tennessee, and then hook right over the Ohio Valley again. We expect this to bring moisture into parts of southern and eastern Illinois, most of Indiana, and into Ohio over the weekend. Let's just say tomorrow into and through the first half of Saturday. Rain amounts over the eastern Corn Belt could be a little bit impressive, maybe up to an inch or so in parts of Indiana and eastern Illinois. It's just got a great moisture source coming off the Gulf of Mexico. As a matter of fact, we mentioned in our online write-up this morning when we were talking about soybeans down in the deep south how the moisture flow pattern was spectacular, working its way out of the western Gulf right up the Mississippi Valley and then following the Ohio Valley quite spectacularly. No reason to think that pattern is going to change here over the weekend. Now, as we go forward, then, we're going to be seeing another push of moisture trying to come down across the country the early part of next week, this time out of the north. The system mostly wants to stay along and north of the Great Lakes. It's a Canadian system in terms of precipitation, but with cooler air, it is a U.S. system. A front sweeps through as we go through Tuesday, ushers in a nice Canadian high-pressure dome. This means colder air is coming back. We're going to be seeing temperatures go from being well above normal to probably below. And over the Corn Belt, at least, we're going to go all the way through next week at or below normal, peaking with temperatures as we head into Friday, probably in the 30s and 40s over a good part of the Corn Belt. We should bounce from there eventually, but it's going to take a while. I'm seeing this pattern set up now as one that keeps most of the warmer air in the central southern plains and then on west into the U.S. You get from I-80 northward and actually bound I-80 and I-25 out there out west. That area is going to stay in the cooler air as we see a couple of Canadian highs work their way down in. So no real significant changes in thought process. It's just one of these things where I can't stress enough. You're going to get lulled to sleep by the above normal temperatures, the springtime temperatures here. And if we had people go from talking about it being too cold to plant and concern about cold to then talking warmth and drought on the swing of a few temperatures, following it back up with cold air, who knows what this is going to do to the psychology out there. But we are looking at colder than normal air easily across the region as we go from next week on through the end of the month, and I think through the first part of April. Now, let's just shift gears to South America. Not a lot of change here. Argentina has a weak little front that's going to be trying to meander through short term later today on through tomorrow into Saturday. Following that up with some drier and warmer air. Now, we talked yesterday about hearing some talk about temperatures baking parts of Argentina, 100-degree temperatures. We're not seeing that in key ag areas. Now, 93, sure, that's possible. I'm going to open a range of 87 to 93 from this weekend through the first part of next week over these corn production areas, but that still should be in line with what's tolerable down there, and it shouldn't cause too much problem. We are seeing a wave of warmer air in across portions of western Mato Grosso. Kind of odd because we're also seeing scattered showers and storms trying to work through there with more regularity in the days ahead. I think we're working on some pretty decent harvest delays from now through Saturday, Sunday in Brazil soybean areas while we're taking moisture out of south and southeast Brazil. So some delays there, but generally speaking, if you want to blanket all of Brazil for a 10-day period, we're probably looking at half to 2-inch rainfall totals, maybe a little bit more than that. So there's still going to be plenty of moisture around. We do see a dramatic improvement in moisture availability in Ukraine and actually over most of Russian and former Soviet Union grain areas. So if there was concern about wheat over that area, it should be dying back a little bit. Ukraine just looks phenomenal here the next 10 days, an inch or more of rain starting to come out of two systems. First one here the next day or two, not as impressive as the one later next week. And we're also seeing temperatures go from above normal to below. Now, this might be the wrong time of year to see that happen, but it is something that we are seeing happen here. So we'll keep an eye out to just see how cold temperatures want to get in that part of the world next week. That's the way things are stacking up at midday. If you've got any questions on the weather, give us a call at Allendale. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin.